Hey y'all, it's your girl Young Gifted in Black, aka Honor on Her, coming at you with another vlog. I am very happy to announce that I have openings at Locks, Twists, and Braids, and hit me up for the location if you're in the New Orleans area. If you have natural hair, hit me up. That's what the subject of the video was. 8 self-care habits you have never heard of. So one thing that I noticed is a lot of people, they give self-care advice and it's very generic. It's not things that they've ever done before. It's like,
eat your vegetables, drink water, call somebody who loves you.
And although those are great self-care ideas, they're very cliche. And most people probably do those things and moving slowly. I have a friend who has hard days because of what they go through mentally and personally. And one way that they take care of themselves is to just
slow down.
A lot of times we put a lot of unnecessary pressure on ourselves to retrieve things or be there for people or answer to people, and we don't need to move that fast. Everything, although it might be important, doesn't deserve the same sense of urgency. Slow down. Practice receiving. Someone I graduated with in undergrad has a self-care study for diverse women that they put out, and basically one of the questions brought this phrase into my mind: practicing receiving. The question asks, how often do you practice receiving? And somebody who's often looked at as the strong black woman, I feel like we don't typically think about the ways in which other people give back to us for as much as we do give. So practicing receiving, allowing people to take the check, allowing people to get things for you, allowing people to do it themselves and not extending yourself like, oh, I can do it, don't worry about it. When's the last time you've practiced receiving from other people for all of the things that you give? Third thing is I make these self-care mixes. You remember how MTV used to do music and then a video? I make my mixes to where they're lighthearted, encouraging songs, and then a video that kind of feels lighthearted that might be a video I've never seen on a subject that's important to me, like mindfulness meditation, feeding your demons meditation, or anything that I'm interested in. So I'll pepper these informational videos within the music playlist, from lighthearted to things that are more serious and that kind of help do more heavy emotional lifting for me and bring me to a place where I feel more restored. I noticed that if I have to listen to heavy songs or heavy content off rip, that I'm not really as receptive. I might turn it off, get distracted, feel overwhelmed. It's just a lot more gradual. And it also feels less abstract having videos, TED Talks, lectures, interviews that help facilitate that process in very practical terms. Cocoon Time, taking time out for projects that you know are due soon, that require a lot of hours of work, and figuring them out in private time by yourself. Shine texts. I'm gonna put the link to the Shine referral below. They wake you up every morning at 8 a.m. with something encouraging to say. Makes a huge difference in how my mental space goes throughout the day. Daily self-vision statements. Somebody I was in a group with on Facebook suggested this. I'm always a planner. I've always been a planner. Got my planner right in front of me with my plan. She said that she adds statements about who she is each day within that day. If you know that you have something daunting or new coming up, you forecast that. On Monday, I'm gonna be ready for my brave new world. I'm gonna be slaying with my dark brown eyebrows, and just it kind of brings to life the overall feel of the day as opposed to just the blocks of arbitrary tasks. Scheduling solitude, just time for yourself. You ever have moments where you want to talk to somebody but don't nobody text or call back? That's God trying to tell you to get by yourself, and you have important conversations to have with yourself that you're not having yet. So like they be trying to get you to just focus in. Schedule that time, put your phone on do not disturb mode, put it on airplane mode, 10 or 20 minutes, journal, whatever your outlet is, get it in and spend time with yourself. Attaching healthy habits to bad habits. A lot of reasons why some people say that they don't self-care is they're like, oh, it never comes to mind, but they do all kinds of other things. They be smoking, they be cussing, they be constantly late for work. If you know that you have a bad habit, attach a good habit to it. I have a friend who's trying to quit smoking, and so she drinks water every time she smokes. And she knows that she's working on the smoking habit and she's actively trying to fix that, but because that habit is a lot more established, she knows that if the water habit attaches itself to the smoking habit, then water will get drank every single day. Reward yourself. Instead of just taking things out of your life that you know you need to fix, replace them with good things as well. Now, how I've been able to maintain my personal sanity and livelihood have really been a testimony. Where it's brought me is to a point where I feel like I'm ready to do a lot of things independently. We're not necessarily going to tell the story of what exactly is transpiring in my relationship or career. I think we're in a space where we're gonna watch. And I only say that not to be cryptic or secretive, but also because I'm not too sure where my life is headed right now, to be quite frank with you. So I wouldn't be able to say like, oh, you're going to be seeing more of this, you're going to be seeing more of that. I just know that we're all here along for the ride, and I will label them accordingly so we can all know what the fuck we're dealing with. Despite all of the ups and downs financially, all the ups and downs emotionally, it's funny, I've always had people to tell me, you're meant to do so much more, and you have so much charisma with people, and you're so magnetic, and that's how you got this position, or you're going places, and I can see it all over you, and you're so humble, and like, it's hard to kind of take stuff like that seriously, like when you've been eating ramen for a month, or when you don't even have enough money to ride the bus home from work, and you're waiting for your tips to drop so you can have bus money to ride back home. You know, although I do appreciate it, I've come to a point where I've stopped taking it as arbitrary compliments and really start adopting it as my reality. And from that space, thinking about everything that my life is capable of, because it's true. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just ready to book and have me slay your hair, you can comment on this video. You can hit me up on Instagram, Locks, Twists, and Braids, or On or On Her. Until next time.